There is a quiet strangeness in the way the human mind watches a magic trick. Not because the trick is clever, but because the mind itself is. Every illusion begins long before the magician moves. It begins in the soft architecture of attention, in the blind spots everyone carries, in the silent places where the brain edits reality. People do not see the world as it is. They see what they expect, what feels familiar, what feels safe. And magicians understand this with an intimacy few professions require. Their power is not in the dexterity of their hands, but in the psychology that guides those hands. When the impossible unfolds before someone, it is never the trick that astonishes them. It is the realization that their own mind helped create the illusion. Perception is a negotiation between the world and the mind. A magician knows this. They know the eyes are not cameras, but storytellers, taking fragments of reality and stitching them into something coherent. This chapter begins with the moment attention narrows. When a coin glitters beneath the light, the brain locks onto it and forgets the hand that prepares the secret move elsewhere. Humans trust their eyes, yet vision is biased toward movement, anticipation, and pattern. A magician exploits this beautifully. They gesture wide with one hand to make the audience follow, while the other hand performs the truth no one notices. Selective attention makes people confident they saw everything, even though they saw almost nothing. Perceptual blindness fills in the gaps. The mind invents continuity where none exists, telling itself a seamless story instead of scattered fragments. And expectation becomes the final accomplice. When someone expects a card to be in the deck, they do not question how it vanished. They simply believe they missed a detail. Illusions work because the brain chooses simplicity over uncertainty, because it edits out the impossible so it can preserve the story it prefers. This chapter closes with a simple psychological truth. Perception does not reveal the world. It reveals the mind. Suggestion does not begin with the magician's words. It begins years earlier, in the patterns learned during childhood. Trust, authority, rhythm, and cues. Humans are wired to follow signals without conscious thought. A nod, a tone, a gentle push of attention creates the illusion of choice. Magicians understand how deeply people want to feel autonomous, even when they are being guided. So they never instruct. They imply. They never demand. They offer possibility. The mind responds with a quiet, subconscious obedience, believing it acted freely. Social conditioning shapes this relationship. People naturally look for leaders in moments of uncertainty. They mirror body language. They follow emotional cues. They trust confidence more than accuracy. The magician uses this with care. They plant ideas through questions, pauses, or emphasis. A chosen card feels spontaneous, but the thought was nudged long before the participant touched the deck. And because the mind loves consistency, it retrofits the decision as its own. Suggestion works not because humans are weak, but because they are communal creatures, shaped by signals they rarely notice. Influence begins subtly, invisibly, long before the trick. And by the time someone realizes they were guided, the illusion is already complete. The impossible does not break the brain. It activates it. Cognitive biases become the invisible stagehands moving the illusion along. The confirmation bias searches for meaning that matches expectations. The availability bias fills empty spaces in memory. The hindsight bias reconstructs the trick to feel predictable. And the anchoring bias locks the mind onto the first detail it notices, blinding it to what follows. Misdirection is rooted in these biases. It is not a distraction. It is a partnership with the brain's natural shortcuts. When attention is captured by something meaningful, a story, a gesture, a sudden shift, the mind quiets its vigilance. It becomes efficient rather than precise. A magician's movements are not random. They follow the rhythm of neural processing, introducing information at the exact moments the brain relaxes or resets. Memory completes the illusion afterward. People remember what should have happened, not what did. The impossible becomes believable because the brain prioritizes coherence over accuracy. It prefers a story that makes sense, even if the story is wrong. Illusions are not errors. They are demonstrations of how the mind protects itself from chaos, constructing a smoother version of reality. What seems supernatural is simply the mind revealing its architecture. Illusions succeed not only because the mind can be missiled, but because people want to be. Wonder is a rare and tender emotion. It softens logic, loosens skepticism, and invites a momentary surrender. In the inner theater of belief, logic and longing negotiate quietly. The rational mind insists the trick is deception. The emotional mind aches for the possibility that something extraordinary might still exist. Humans resist admitting they have been fooled, yet they cherish the feeling of astonishment. This inner conflict mirrors deeper psychological patterns. People often cling to comforting illusions in their personal lives, choosing hope over evidence, imagination over certainty. Magic becomes a metaphor for the unseen dynamics inside every mind. The trick does not expose human weakness. It exposes human depth. The longing for beauty, meaning, and surprise. Illusion becomes a mirror, reflecting the mind's hunger for mystery. And in the closing quiet of this chapter, one truth remains. Magic persists, not because reality is fragile, but because the human imagination is strong.